Corey Taylor is a well-established and respected performer in modern rock and metal music industry, better known as frontman for bands Slipknot and Stone Sour, but his activities go well beyond these acts. Corey has successfully released several books, in support of which he does solo shows where he is closely interacting with his audience. He can also brag with his appearance on Larry King's show and recently opened up about his early life struggles in a TV show, The Therapist. But the focus of today's video will not be on his life and personal achievements, but on his voice.
I push my fingers into my...
Taylor's grandmother introduced him to rock music, showing him a collection of Elvis Presley records from the 1950s and 1970s. He especially found songs like Teddy Bear, In the Ghetto and Suspicious Minds to appeal to his interest the most, describing them as good times. Taylor also began listening to Black Sabbath at the young age, beginning with their early work.
Little girl standing there with your eyes so wide, staring out at the movie screen. Sometimes you feel that life is like...
Criminal Mischief is a band Corey was a part of when he was in high school, and of course it is rather difficult to recognize that it's him. He obviously has a higher voice due to him being quite young. Of course, there is plenty of room for improvement, especially considering Corey is around 16 years of age at the time of this recording. Corey Taylor is a founding member of the American hard rock band Stone Sour. The group recorded a demo album in 1993 and another in 1994. In 93, Taylor was just 20 years old, and I gotta say, his voice has gone through quite a change. Different to Corey Taylor we know today, his early delivery was much lighter and he was behaving as an obvious tenor, contrary to his more full, chesty, baritone style that he became known for in the following years. His early influences obviously lied elsewhere, reminiscent of 80s heavy metal scene, singers of which generally focused on upper register. Upon first listen of the 93 and 94 demos, it's hard to believe that this is the same person. Only after hearing this early material for several times can you begin to recognize Corey's tone, and it sounds familiar again. In 96, Corey began to take on a tone that is more familiar to most of us. It could be due to his voice previously not being fully developed, or purely stylistic choice, since material of Stone Sour began to take a more aggressive and heavy style. In '97, Taylor was approached by the metal band Slipknot, resulting in him abandoning Stone Sour while they were recording a demo album with Sean McMahon at SR Studios. This is where he really begins to sound familiar, though his screaming style was in a slightly higher pitch than it later became. This is also the first time Corey attempted to rap on a record.
On my back, trying to relax, thinking about the facts of the cracks, running through the back division and thought about the war to be fought down around the ranks, still getting no thanks. They say them in there's no respect, but this is an effect. Take the heart, the part I play every day. Thunder from this one ain't stupid as another. Keep running your mouth down, don't call me brother. I'm trying to find someone on my side, cause banging heads all my time starts to grind. I might guess I might rub up and since I'm still so it wants me to run in the phone.
His role in Slipknot was also of a different nature, as he was required to bring more heaviness into the overall sound of the group. Rather than being driven by a melody, he was now driven by aggression and disturbing nature of Slipknot's lyrical context. Slipknot was a significant departure for Corey Taylor from Stone Sour. As some of my subscribers can probably tell, this is the beginning of the series I promised in one of my previous videos. Why rock and metal bands get lighter with time passing. A video in which I came to conclusion that bands become lighter because intensity and demand of rock and metal music affects a singer's voice over the years in a very impactful way. This new series will be titled Voices. As you can tell from the title, I am still trying to find the best way of doing this series, but I think I'm on the right track. The pattern I intend to do is, first I find a singer, then I give a short introduction of the singer, and begin to analyze his voice, beginning from the earliest material I can find, and then go all the way to present day. Alongside, I will have videos with their early biography, but those will probably be yet another series. I already have early biography videos on Fred Durst, Chino Marino and Jonathan Davis, but I also talk about their voices in those videos. So I've decided to separate biography and voices into separate series. I have shared my thoughts on pre-debut voice of Corey Taylor in today's video, and of course I will finish covering the development of his voice in one of my following videos. That is where the interesting stuff really begins, so I look forward to that. Corey's voice is quite an interesting case, and is probably the first singer I ever noticed to have changes in his voice, so this stuff is fun to dive into. I want to take this opportunity and thank all my viewers and especially my subscribers. Your support gives me motivation to keep making these videos, so thank you very much for watching my content. And I will see you next time in my next video.
Get water, but don't ever see something